As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Snowpiercer, we have our red Terran player, the Terran for the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. Oh, that is not correct. Can I fix that? Hold on. Oh, John. It might be, I might have missed my timing. What if I... God damn it. And in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player from the land of Belarus. It is Nikich. We go. We are going to be settling in, but my apologies. I will have to restart my casting tool in between the two matches, but regardless, we are settling into our fresh best of 3. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Get your gamba going. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck. Best of luck. As we do have a more standard opener this time. Hatch first for the first time tonight. Hatch first from Nikich. Let's go. Now, Nicoract is a very aggressive player. We've been casting a lot of Nicoract, of course, over the past year, and in this matchup, Nicoract is hyper aggressive. We've seen Nicoract embrace 2 base all-ins, 3 base all-ins, just non-stop aggression timings, and he does do quite well with it. Like, his pushes can be terrifying, and we'll see if Nikich can keep up. Now, what I will say as we load into Snowpiercer, this is a very large map. This is a very large map. The longest, I believe, the longest rush distance map in the new map pool. Correct me if I am wrong, but I believe it is the largest of the newer maps. And because of that, I don't think it's too conducive to like aggressive play. If Nicoract were to go for something like an 8-Rax 3 base all-in, I'm not really too fond of the idea, but we'll see. We'll see what Nicoract does embrace. As Nikich is just going to be droning up. Initial lings are on the way, and will soon be fighting for his third. Speaking of, drone is moving out for the third base, and the Reaper has arrived. Behind this, that is a very fast second Rax. Okay, Nicoract setting up a 2-1-1. It's going for a 2-1-1. That's going to be a stim timing from Nicoract. Very aggressive. Reaper moves out, dancing with the lings. Gets one. Not bad. One link goes down. Nicoract pulls away. Oh, he wants a tumor. Oh, it doesn't quite get it. Creep tumor does survive. And behind this, do you see what I see? No third CC. So this is going to be a committed 2-1-1. No command center. This should be leading into a starport. Now, we could, or I should say, Nicoract could double down even harder, and he could throw down an armory as well, and go for a 2-1-1 with Hellions, like with a Hellbat push, like a Hellbat push variation. But it looks like it's just going to be a regular 2-1-1. Should be going for the add-on swap and getting to medevac production. So this does hit quite hard, but until the medevacs arrive, Nikich is free to drone. He's free to just saturate his bases. There's going to be 0 Hellion harass, so no Hellion production, no Hellion harassment whatsoever, which is why Nikich is free to cut corners and be greedy. At least initially. So for the time being, he's just going to be droning up. Reaper skirting around, looking for another expansion. Stim has begun. And there's the add-on swap for those medevacs. You can see Nicoract, he's patrolling to deny any kind of scouts. Overlord tries to dip in, but there is a Marine in position. And what will Nikich see? It looks like he will get eyes on at least a starport. Yeah, big scouts. It does get eyes on the reactor, which means he knows. He knows it's a 2-1-1. Is aware. And he can drone up a little bit further. He's getting safety spore crawlers. In position for liberators. Going for a Roach Warren response. Interesting. I mean, so Roach Warren play is very safe in this matchup. We'll see if they pop out in time, though. It's going to be a very close hold. Because here come the 16 Marines. I should say 15. As you can see, we're missing 1 Marine. But 15 Marines moving out. A stim is finishing up just in time for this double drop. And Nicoract, he's looking for Overlords, Queens, Lings, and maybe a Mineral Line. Maybe some drones. Actually, sorry, 14 Marines. As one of them was a Reaper. Nikich gets supply block. Oh, that's a heavy supply block. Uh-oh. 3 Overlords on the way. That's brutal. Nicoract, he does them in. 0 roaches to defend. And he's looking for more value here, looking for more damage. Overlords do finish. And Nicoract, he backs off. Oh my god. Does back off in the end. Takes a lot of damage on that one medevac. It was a good start for Nicoract, but he wasn't able to find much more here. There was potential, though. There was potential. Nicoract playing it safe. Backs off. Oh, do you have a third base behind this? Being landed on location. Nicoract is not all in. Finds another Overlord. Denies creep. And that's the goal here with this double drop, is to deny creep, contain the Zerg player, pick off Overlords, deny vision, deny map control, and build up towards the next push, towards that next wave. As he's gathering more Marines. Third base is spotted. Nikich knows it's not an all-in. Trying to get a fourth base. It's going to be on Nicoract to try to get on top of this and force a cancel. Does stim off the ramp. Going for the roaches. Gets 1. Gets 2. And doesn't quite get 3. Forced to pick up. Pulls away. Double jump towards the north. So far, Nikich is holding. So far. As Nicoract, he stims in, he goes for the third. Goes up the ramp, gets a queen. Nice pickup, gets into the middle. Oh my god, gets into the middle line. 6 drones go down in an instant. And roaches as well. Oof. Yeah, brutal trades. Every single roach is going to be going down. At the same time, Nicoract, he tries to dive in, but he is denied towards the south. Forced to pick up here towards the north. Nikich does hold, but he lost a queen. He lost 6 drones. Nicoract has the greater economy. He's even on workers plus mules. So Nicoract is in a good position. He does preserve his medevacs, preserves most of his Marines. He's going to be consolidating his army, and he's getting ready for his next push. This time with Widow Mines. Meanwhile, Nikich, he was defending with Roach Ravager, now he's embracing Baneling. So it's going to be Roach Ravager into Link Bane. Hive production has begun. Should be for Adrenal and for Viper Tech eventually. But Nicoract once again sneaking up on the fourth. Does push in. Going for the expansion. There's not really much in position. The hatchery is going to be going down. It's getting close. The transfusers do connect, but alas, the base goes down. I'll pick up here to Nicoract. Does get away. Oof. Might just go up. And Nikich, he's stuck on 3 bases. He's stuck on 3 bases. Now behind this, Nicoract getting a 4th on location. He's not going for an all-in. He's still fully... Oh, he's at least fully saturated on 3 bases. Building up, getting into tank production now. But Nicoract's in control. He's looking very comfortable here. This is one of those moments where the soup does lie. Nikich, it may look like he has a higher army supply, but that is inflated by Roach Ravager. Like Nikich, he's down in workers, he's up in Roach Ravager. It's kind of like a paper tiger here, where the army looks larger than it really is. He can potentially force a cancel on the 4th CC though. That'll be a massive pickup. Up. Yeah, the CC isn't done. Forces a cancel. Very nicely done here by Nikich. But he cannot fight this head on. Gets the back off. Backs off, gets away. He punishes Nicoract. If Nicoract was getting his 4th CC here, where it is now, it would have been fine. It would have been safe and sound. It would have finished by now. Instead, he was being greedy. It was on location. It was exposed. Gets cancelled. Gets cancelled in the end. So Nicoract is punished. And now Nikich is double expanding. Getting a 4th, getting a 5th base. Trying to build up. We do have an Ultra Cavern on the way. The Ultra Cavern is going to be an interesting one. I mean, the upgrades are not going to be ideal for the Ultras for quite some time, but Nikich is getting there. Oh, that's a kill, not a cancel. That's a kill on the 5th. Nicoract is pushing in. Both armies about to max. Do we have any infestors? No, not quite. So just Ling Bane, Roach Ravager for Nikich. No spellcasters. Adrenal will help. It is going to kick in. But Nicoract, he has a massive army. Ay. And ideally, Nikich, and he wants to engage ahead of time. He wants to engage out on the map to be able to rebuild his army, but it's not going to be pretty. Oh no. Unless Nicoract doesn't split. He's pushing in. Good spread here by Nicoract. He does pull back. Banelings, they do not connect. Oh my god. The Banelings are shut down, and Nicoract from here he can stim, and he can win. That's a kill, not a cancel on the hatchery. Denies the 5th, pushing forward onto creep. And there are no Banelings left. Banelings were the only thing keeping him at bay. Double jump towards the north. Nicoract, he's not slowing down. Does restrict the vials, does pull away. Ultras are in production. Are there any ghosts? No ghosts. The Ultras, they could save Nikich. Oh, not like this. Oh god, no, not like this. The Ravagers. The Ravagers, they expose themselves. And Nikich getting caught out, going for a Roach Ravager counterattack. This will force back the army, or ideally it does. And Nikich turns around. Nicoract turns around. Can't it? The other one. The other Nick. As Nikich, he does force the army back home. It is a costly trade, but it does give Nikich more time. Oh, gets 2 tanks. Not bad. 2 tanks do full. Ultras get spotted. More Ultras on the way. Lings, they hit the 4th, but there is a planetary. Is ready position. Planetary survives. Nikich, he pulls away. Building on more Ultras. +3 armor about to finish up here for Nikich as well. And without ghosts, Nikich, he can take a fight. Out on the map. Not at home, but like on creep, Nikich, he has potential. Oh no, god. As Lings get caught out. Ultras pushing towards the right. Once again, Nicoract going for the base on location. Planetary is being morphed in. And Nikich does find it. Does find the expansion. And Nicoract, he is out of position. And do we have a Ghost Academy? Okay, we do. Ghost Academy is done. Where are the ghosts? Once again, 2 tanks getting caught unsieged. Good pickups. Nikich not quite getting another tank. 8 SCVs go down. At the same time, double drop into the main. Ultras are ready for this. Double drop towards the north. Ultras are not ready for this. He's going for the hatchery. He's going for the base itself. The hatchery does go down. And again, even though Nikich, he's holding, right? The Zerg player, he's holding, he's surviving. It's still not an easy defense, though, for the Zerg. As Nikich, he's still on a 3-base economy. The northern base went down. The southern base isn't yet up. He's really on 2-base economy at this point. And what that means that Nikich doesn't have a bank. You can see that Nicoract, he's on 2k, almost 2k. Nicoract, he has a bank. He can afford to trade and afford some losses. Nikich, it's all or nothing with this mass ultra. Oh no. As the double drop comes back in, and Nikich is being pulled apart. It's being pulled left and right. Another base goes down. Oh, does he save it? He does not. And now we're all in. Now Nikich, it's all or nothing. How many ultras? 12. 12 ultras, 20 Banelings and a dream. Planetary goes down, doesn't waste any Banelings. Links towards the north, gets 1 tank, gets 2. 2 tanks go down in the planetary, and where are the ghosts? Okay, oh god, that's a lot of ghosts. The ghosts are here. Snaps are going up, but is it enough? As Nikich, he's going for the dive. Again, this is all he has left. Gets on top of the tanks. Banelings, they zone away the ghosts. Good splits here from it. Nicoract. Ooh, Liberator's going ham. Nice fumble here on the ghost. Does catch half of the ghost. Marines coming in from behind. Boys are being pulled as well into the Ultras. Oh my god, so many SMEs going down. And Nikich, has he done it? He was completely all in. GG gets called, and Nikich, he fights back. He's able to take game number 1. Whew. GG. Who needs an economy? Nikich, he was down in bases, down in workers, down in economy. But he had 12 ultras. 12 ultras and a dream. Likewise, Nicoract, it did take him a long time to get into his ghost production. And by the time he did, he was lacking SimCity. He was lacking that kind of buffer zone between himself and the ultras, between his ghosts and the ultras. And we saw that in the end, Nikich, he was able to chase down those ghosts one after the other, barely catch them out, and take it from there. Whew, GG. Oh my god. Also, because it was such an intense fight as well, I don't know if you saw, Nicoract, he had a 2k mineral bank and almost a 2k gas bank, even when he tapped out. But again, it's because it escalated so quickly. It's because the fight happened so suddenly and Nicoract was caught out and he plummeted in supply so quickly as well. He did need more time to replenish and recover that army. He had to slow down the push somehow, and that's where your SimCity comes into play, right? Your depot walls, your bunkers, your bunkers as well. Just something to slow down the ground army, which Nicoract did not invest into. And with that, we're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love. Well, speaking of ultras, we're going to be spawning into Ultra Love, and in the top right-hand corner we have, representing the Platinum Heroes, the Red Terran player, it is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Blue Zerg player from the land of Belarus, representing the Platinum Heroes as well as they are teammates, it is Nikich. As we said, Linton, a big shout out to Thriving GG. Gracias, papi, gracias. Hope you had a good stream here with a great ladder session. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to the Sparkling Tuna Cup. If you're curious, what is the Sparkling Tuna Cup? It is our weekly open tournament that we host here on the Cranky Ducklings. This is the 72nd edition. There's been plenty of Sparkling Tuna Cups over the past couple of years. We have been hosting this on a weekly basis, and we are here in the quarterfinals. Game 1 did barely go the way of Nikich, but he was all in, essentially. Nikich, he was being torn apart. Shout out to Nicoract. Nicoract, he was having some amazing drop play, just multi-pronged aggression, pulling Nikich apart left and right. Bases were falling left and right as well, and Nikich, he was all in with mass ultra. Did manage to end the game. And now we're settling into game number 2, and it is going to be Nicoract Reaper. Let's go. It is going to be Nicoract Reaper. Just catching up in the chat. Terrific game sense, loses 4th, checks if Zerg is going for the 5th. Yeah. Yeah, like overall, like when it came to the movement and the drop play and the positional play of Nicoract, it was really good. It was really solid in that last game. But again, he was maybe overly aggressive. You know, instead of taking another planetary and another 5th base, I believe it was. Yeah, he was taking a 5th planetary, if you recall, as he was being attacked. He could have invested into, you know, defensive structures instead. Just a little bit too aggressive, but for now, we're settling into our Nicoract Reaper. Reapers are moving out across the map as we speak. And we'll see how Nikich does deal with this, how he does defend. Now, what is really interesting about this build from Nicoract, Overlord scouts, the Overlord does only see 1 Rax, but does he check for another? He does. Crazy. Oh my god. The game sense. Overlord goes further in, and because of that, he is now fully aware of the Nicoract Reaper. Otherwise, this would have gone unscattered. Marine production has begun. Nikich is aware he does not go for the 3rd, it is delayed. He's going to be contained on 2 bases a little bit longer. KDA charges, they barely do not get the creep tumor. Nikich, he pulls out of gas, Ling speed is almost done. And when Ling speed does finish, then Nikich, he can break out. But that's going to be a lot of Lings! Oh my god. 10 more Lings in production. Does he keep going? Ah, just 10 more. Okay. Just 10 more Lings. On the side of Nikich. As Nicoract now just expands, Link Speed kicks in. We see Nikich trying to chase down those Reapers. Gets one. Oh, the surround. Yeah, this round is brutal. All 3 Reapers go down. Now Nikich has gained map control behind this. He's expanding. He's droning up. I would not be opposed to him double expanding at this point because his third base is so late. Things have arrived. They're going for the Marines. And they do not get them. Yeah, Bunker finishes up just in time. Oh, 1 Marine goes down. Scouts the main, gets eyes on the 3rd CC, and this is turning into a 3cc 2-1-1. Okay. So, talking about the previous game, as a reminder, in Game 1, Nicoract did open up 2-1-1, which led into his drop play, his aggression, catching Overlords, catching Queens. It was a really successful opener for Nicoract. Here, this is a 3cc 2-1-1 variation. Well, it's a 2-1-1 variation, faster 3rd CC. This does mean that this hits later. It's going to be a later push, a later medevac timing. It means that Nikich has more time to drone. He has more time to drone up. And Nikich is aware because he did see the command center. Nikich is aware. There's the add-on swap for medevac production. Back at home, Nikich is still droning, getting into +1 carapace. Safety Roach Warren is on the way, so once again, Nikich is going to be opening up Roach. And we'll see when Nikich does cut workers. See some people asking in the chat, is this on the new map pool? This is on the PTR. So for the past couple of weeks, we have been hosting our tournaments on the PTR, on the new map pool as well, to provide testing, to provide as much information as we can, as much feedback as we can on the proposed changes. Is the new season already on the new balance patch? No. From the very beginning, we assumed that the patch would go live a couple of weeks into the new season. So most likely like in a week or 2. That is just an assumption that we have. We don't have confirmation, but I would assume like towards the end of the month, towards the end of November. But we'll see. As Marines, they push forward. Nicoract is going to be forced back. And so far, Nikich is holding well. Again, this double drop is later than Game 1, so Nikich, he has Roaches, he has Ravagers, he has Queens. Well, speaking of 1 Queen, does get picked off. Oh, does it though? It does. 1 Queen goes down, but for the most part, Nikich is holding on. Saves the bases, saves the mineral lines. Roach speed on the way, +2 carapace, 2nd Evo chamber for +1 melee. And we're getting into a more economic game state. Oh. Meanwhile, Nicoract, he gets an Overlord, takes down a Tumor. Roach Ravager's moving out, and Nikich, he's not droning! He's cutting works at 55, he's going for a 3-base all-in. It's all or nothing for Nikich. The army is out of position, at least the drops are. And back at her, what is it to defend? The boys are being pulled. Nikich, he's going for the throats. The Biles, they catch a tank. And tank goes down. 12 SCV kills. And Nicoract, he did not spot the all-in. He was being active with the drop, but he did not see the army. Oh, the medevacs! The Biles, they pop off. They shut down the medevacs. They break through the bunker as well. And Nikich looks like he has done it. He breaks into the natural. And this is game-ending damage already. 26 SCV kills. Marines, they come in from behind, they come in for the surround, and they pick off a lot of Ravagers. Very nice target firing here out of Nicoract. So very nice final moments there of that fight, but the damage has already been done. Like, the SCV count is already in shambles. As reinforcing Roaches, they hit the 3rd. Main army still being delayed. And that is 37 SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. Again, Nicoract caught with his pants down. The pants were down. And Nikich, he's going for the throat. He's still droning. He's still, squeezing out a couple of workers here and there to saturate now the 3rd base, as it has been undersaturated. 4th base now on the way. And honestly, Nikich doesn't have to push in. He doesn't have to push into the natural. His win condition is just deny the 3rd. Deny the 3rd base over and over again. Drone up, macro from here, tech up as well. But he's pushing in. does force himself over the ramp, but there's just not enough support for the tanks. The Biles, they connect once again. And 1, 2 tanks going to be falling. There's one more tank on the high ground. And Nikich, he wants it. He's going to get it as well. Does take down the final tank. Game 1 was so close. Game 1 was in favor of Nicoract for most of it. But here in Game 2, Nikich much more in control. GG, well played. He will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played again. We had a very, very intense Game 1. Very back and forth. Somehow, Nikich brought it back from the brink. Here in Game 2, we saw Nikich was a lot more comfortable. He was able to, for the most part, reduce losses against the 2-on-1 build. We saw that Nicoract was being more economic, which means he was vulnerable to an all-in, and that was a straight-up 2.5 base all-in from Nikich. Unfortunately, the Roach move-out was not spotted. Nicoract, he was out on the map, he was out of position, didn't have everything at home to defend, and alas, he was caught out back at home. GG. GG, well played. With that, Nikich will advance on to the semifinals, and let us head on over to the bracket to have a look at what has been going on.